Harira, Achaemenid barley and fruit porridge. Harira was the foundational breakfast dish of the Achaemenid Persian Empire, made from roasted barley cooked with water until it softened into a thick porridge, then combined with dried fruits, apricots, figs, and dates being the most commonly documented, to produce something sweet, dense, and filling. The Elamite fortification tablets found at Persepolis, dated to around 515 BCE, record barley as the dominant grain issued in daily rations across the entire empire, from workers and craftsmen to soldiers and court officials, making it the most archaeologically confirmed food in ancient Persian history. Nan-e Lavash, Ancient Persian flatbread. Nan-e Lavash is the oldest continuously baked bread in the Persian world, a thin, unleavened flatbread made from wheat or barley flour, water, and salt, slapped against the interior wall of a clay oven called a tanur, and baked in seconds by the radiant heat of the fire. The fortification tablets at Persepolis document bread rations issued to workers, soldiers, and court employees as a daily provision, and the tanur clay oven itself has been excavated at sites across the ancient Near East, dating back over 4,000 years. Flatbread in the Persian context was not a side item. It was the primary utensil at the table. Greek sources documenting Persian court dining describe a specific eating method. A knife was held in the right hand, a piece of bread in the left, and food was cut and placed on the bread before being eaten together, meaning lavash functioned simultaneously as plate, vessel, and food. It has been baked in the same way, in the same type of oven, for at least 3,000 years. Kebab, Achaemenid skewered grilled meat. The kebab originated in the Persian military, and the archaeological evidence for it is more concrete than for almost any other dish on this list. Persian soldiers of the Achaemenid Empire, campaigning across terrain that stretched from the Indus Valley to the Aegean Sea, carried thin metal skewers as standard equipment, and used them to grill freshly hunted or rationed meat directly over campfires during the march. The word kebab itself derives from Old Persian, meaning to grill or to burn. The minimal seasoning philosophy that characterizes Persian kebab, high-quality meat, onion, saffron, salt, and direct fire, was a deliberate aesthetic rather than a lack of sophistication. It reflected a Persian culinary principle of enhancing the natural character of an ingredient rather than masking it, a philosophy documented by Greek writers who observed and commented on Persian court cuisine with consistent admiration. Ashi Reshteh, Ancient Persian noodle soup. Ashi Reshteh is a thick, herb-heavy noodle soup made from chickpeas, kidney beans, lentils, spinach, and a specific flat noodle called Reshteh, topped with fried onions, dried mint, and kashk, a fermented whey product similar to thick sour cream. The noodle component, Reshteh, arrived via trade connections with East Asia, and its integration into Persian soup culture reflects how thoroughly the Achaemenid and later Sassanid empires absorbed and adapted ingredients moving along early Silk Road precursor routes. The kashk topping, made from fermented dried yogurt reconstituted in water, contributes a deeply sour, intensely savoury note that gives the soup a complexity far beyond what its simple ingredients suggest. It is not a dish that tastes of its components separately, it tastes of all of them together, which is something Persian cooks across centuries consistently identified as the mark of a properly made dish. Khoresh-e Bademjam, Ancient Eggplant and Lamb Stew. Khoresh-e Bademjam is a slow-cooked stew of fried eggplant and lamb, flavoured with saffron, turmeric, dried lime, and sour grape juice, and it represents the oldest documented category of Persian slow stew, the khoresh, which appears in the culinary record of ancient Persia as a preparation method predating its formal categorization by centuries. Eggplant was cultivated in Persia from very early in the Achaemenid period, introduced through trade connections with India, and quickly incorporated into the Persian kitchen as a vegetable that absorbs surrounding flavours completely when fried and slow-cooked. The cooking sequence is specific and deliberate. The eggplant is fried separately until deeply golden and soft, then added to the stew in the final stage so it holds its structure while absorbing the saffron and lamb braising liquid without disintegrating. Mast-o-Khiar, Ancient Persian yogurt and cucumber. Mast-o-Khiar is one of the simplest and most ancient prepared dishes in the Persian culinary record. A cold preparation of thick yogurt mixed with finely diced cucumber, dried mint, dried rose petals, raisins, and crushed walnuts. Its origins are traceable to the earliest Persian dairy tradition documented in the Avesta, where milk products from cows, sheep, goats, and mares are specifically named as important food sources, and the fermentation of milk into thick, sour dairy products was a standard practice across the Achaemenid world. The cooling, acidic quality of yogurt made it a practical counterpart to the rich, heavily spiced meat dishes that dominated Persian court meals. It functioned as a palate cleanser and a digestive aid simultaneously. The addition of dried rose petals was specifically Persian. Roses were cultivated in ancient Persia for both culinary and perfumery purposes, and the use of rosewater and dried petals as a flavouring in savoury preparations is documented as a distinctly Achaemenid contribution to the broader culinary tradition of the ancient world. Sharbat, ancient Persian fruit syrup drink. Sharbat was a drink made by dissolving intensely concentrated fruit or herb syrup in cold water, producing a flavoured, slightly sweet, refreshing beverage that served as the primary non-alcoholic drink of the Persian court. The word Sharbat is the direct etymological ancestor of the English words sherbet and syrup. Both terms entered European languages through Arabic, which borrowed them from Persian, which developed the drink and the concept first. Achaemenid Persian sources document the consumption of fruit preparations made from pomegranate, quince, rose, tamarind, and sour cherry, concentrated by boiling into thick syrups that could be stored, transported, and diluted at the point of consumption. This concentrate and dilute logic made Sharbat extraordinarily practical for a sprawling empire. A small jar of fruit syrup could travel thousands of miles along the royal road without spoiling, then be mixed with local water at the destination to produce a flavoured drink. Fesenjan, ancient pomegranate and walnut stew. Fesenjan is the oldest dish on this list with direct, unambiguous archaeological evidence for its existence. Archaeologists excavating the ruins of Persepolis, the ceremonial capital of the Achaemenid Empire, built under Darius I around 515 BCE, found inscribed stone tablets among the fortification archives that recorded the contents of the imperial kitchen supply stores. Among those documented supplies were 3 specific ingredients: pomegranates, poultry, and walnuts. Those 3 items are the precise and complete core of Fesenjan, the slow-cooked stew of ground walnuts and pomegranate paste with duck or chicken that has been served at Iranian wedding ceremonies and royal feasts for over 2,500 years. The preparation method is specific and demanding. Walnuts must be ground to a fine paste and cooked very slowly with pomegranate molasses for a minimum of several hours, during which the walnut fat renders into the sauce, producing a thick, dark, intensely flavoured stew that is simultaneously rich, sour, and slightly sweet. Saffron and cinnamon were added in the royal version, documented in the Persepolis tablets as additional supplied ingredients, giving the dish a floral warmth that balanced the astringency of the pomegranate. The dish exists today in 3 regional variations across Iran: sour, sweet, and sour-sweet, each reflecting a different regional tradition of balancing the pomegranate's natural tartness. It has been served without interruption from the court of Darius the Great to the wedding tables of modern Iran, making it perhaps the single most continuously prepared royal dish that survives from the ancient world.